In Brookville, Pennsylvania in early September 2025, a young teen boy had to attend an in-person check-in with officials from his virtual charter school. He was a cyber school student, so he wasn't in a building every day where teachers and staff could actually see what was happening to him. When he showed up, the faculty was immediately horrified. They hadn't seen him in person since May 2024, and in those few months he looked drastically worse. He arrived wearing baggy clothes, a diaper, and appeared severely malnourished and dehydrated. According to police reports, he had lost roughly 20 pounds since the previous school year, dropping his weight to a skeletal 79 pounds.
Welcome to Love and Murder, Heartbreak to Homicide. This is your midweek episode, and today you're hearing from Kai's AI co-hosts while Kai is on vacation. She'll be back on Monday with a brand new full episode. In the meantime, we're here to walk you through today's case that Kai researched and wrote, keeping the focus where it belongs and telling the story with the victim in mind.
If you can't wait until Monday to hear Kai's retelling, then you can head on over to the Patreon, patreon.com/loveandmurder, where she has current and past bonus episodes waiting for you. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. Now let's get back to your midweek mini case. Side note, this case includes graphic detail of child abuse. Listener discretion is advised.
Recognizing that this 15 to 16-year-old boy was in immediate danger, the school contacted the Brookville Police Department. Chief Vince Markle said,
One of the faculty at the school noticed that this young boy had been losing a lot of weight, and he appeared to be dehydrated, so a red flag went up and he notified us.
Police and Child Protective Services got involved quickly. The teen was removed from the home and taken to UPMC Children's Hospital in Pittsburgh, where medical staff documented severe malnutrition and signs of physical abuse. Once investigators started talking to him, the picture he described was not a singular incident. It happened over the span of years. And the criminal complaints trace confinement back to 2018 when he was in the 4th grade. Let's go back to the beginning to see how we got here. The boy had been adopted by 51-year-old Amy Bellot and 37-year-old Sarah Faber. He described the beginning of life with Amy and Sarah as something he was excited about.
I thought it was going to be fun. There were toys and books, and they would read me bedtime stories every night.
He remembered the early days of his adoption fondly. That's what makes the shift he describes hit even harder. And that shift happened gradually. He told police things got worse when Amy and Sarah stopped allowing sugar-based foods, saying sugar made him hyper. What started as restriction turned into control, and then police say it turned into starvation and torture. When police asked about food, the teen described a routine that was small, repetitive, and clearly not enough for a growing kid. He told officers breakfast was dry cereal, lunch was usually a peanut butter and jelly sandwich or bologna with ketchup. Police noted that he said he didn't like to eat and worried about people calling him fat, but they also noted that once he was out of that house, his appetite came back, fast. Before his rescue, he might be allowed 2 slices of pizza, but after he was removed, police said he was happily eating 4. Then he told police that he was kept in his bedroom all day, including during the summer. He said he couldn't just walk out to use the bathroom when he needed to. If Amy and Sarah were at work, he said he would hold it because he wasn't allowed to leave the room. Police say the room wasn't just shut off, it was monitored. Cameras with motion sensors were installed inside of his room and connected to a phone app. If he moved too much, the sensors would trigger and the women would get upset with him. Amy and Sarah would mainly communicate with him through the cameras, rather than speaking to him face to face. Police also say there was an alarm on his door and screws were put into window frames so the windows couldn't open fully. When Chief Markle went into the home, he said what he saw matched what the teen had described.
His bedroom had absolutely nothing in it except a bed frame and a mattress. No sheets, no bedding, no dresser, no toys, no pictures. It is just a room with nothing in it.
The teen also told investigators that he was duct-taped to the floor of his bedroom at night, so he couldn't move, and he wasn't given any clothes to sleep in. He also described being strapped with duct tape to the basement floor, He said he was stripped naked and forced into cold showers, and said there were times he was forced to live in the basement for a week at a time, wearing only his underwear. He reported being beaten with hard objects, punched, kicked, choked, forced to stand up for long periods of time, forced to exercise to the point of exhaustion, and said he was once pushed down the stairs. Once the women cut his arm and sliced his genitals with a blade, causing excessive bleeding and scarring. They also cut him with a knife, resulting in a shoulder wound that left permanent scarring. He also described threats and intimidation that weren't just physical. Police say the women used clowns as a scare tactic, and he reported being threatened with having cat insulin squirted into his eyes.
Luckily, I didn't die from that.
When police asked the teen if he ever went downstairs, he reportedly told them no and claimed that he does not like to go downstairs. While investigators were processing all of this, people in the neighborhood were trying to process the idea that it had been happening right there under their noses. A neighbor, Ashley Payson, said she'd seen things that now hit differently. She remembered seeing that
They had him take the trash out in just a diaper, and it was very cold outside. I didn't even have any idea that it was like that, but I feel really bad now.
Another local resident, Martina Masters, said,
I'm very shocked that it happened in this small community, right next to a school district, right on a block with mandated reporters. It's really disappointing that anyone would treat a child like that. If those allegations are true, it's definitely, truly horrific.
Police have also acknowledged the impact this case had on the people who worked it. Chief Markle said,
It's a very sad, tragic, heartbreaking case. The officers that worked on it took a little toll on them also because of how horrific it was. It's going to be a long road to recovery for this individual.
On Tuesday, December 9th, 2025, Amy and Sarah were arrested. Amy is facing 959 counts. Sarah is facing 947. Police say that includes more than 460 counts each of unlawful restraint of a minor and more than 460 counts each of false imprisonment. The charges listed also include aggravated assault, endangering the welfare of children, simple assault, terroristic threats, and involuntary servitude. Both women were booked into the Jefferson County Prison, with their bonds were set at $500,000 each, that they were not able to post immediately. They were due back in court on December 19th, 2025, with preliminary hearings scheduled for early January 2026. So right now, what we have is the discovery, the investigation, the medical evaluation, the teen's statements, what police say they found inside the home, and the charges. And then there's the part I don't want to bury because it's the only reason this story doesn't end the way so many other House of Horrors stories do. He lived. Police say he's regained the weight he'd lost within weeks of being hospitalized. Chief Markle confirmed he's been placed with a new foster family and he's attending school in person now, not isolated in a virtual setup, not locked in a bedroom with cameras and motion sensors, not holding it because he's not allowed to use the bathroom. He's out of that house. Whatever comes next in court, the most important fact we have right now is that a teenager who showed up to a school check-in at 79 pounds is no longer trapped on North Barnett Street. He's safe, he's eating, and he's finally being seen.
If you suspect child abuse, call the Child Help National Child Abuse Hotline at 1-800-4A-CHILD or 1-800-422-4453 or go to childhelp.org. All calls are toll-free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in more than 170 languages.
What are your thoughts on this case? Let us know in the comments below or over in the Patreon using the free or paid tiers. Patreon.com/loveandmurder. That's all we have for you today. Thanks for listening. Thanks for your support, and we'll see you in the next case.